go?
Yeah, I'm waiting. There's a few good offers on the table, I've been told, from a few different countries, which is exciting news for me. I've always been quite sceptical about it all, like before all this, and I've been told that there's quite a few big offers on the table from a few major players, so I'm very interested and excited to finally hear what they are, and to see if they're one, feasible, and two, we can make it happen in whatever country wins the bid for.
So you did a post. You said 3 days TikTok, adding a bit of pressure to those involved.
Yeah.
Where do you stand in terms of that? Is there an extension made, or is today makes it the third day?
Yeah, but it's Sunday, so it's not really a working day. You know, Sunday in England's not a working day. So we have to go to Monday, Tuesday by the latest. So if I don't know anything by Tuesday, I'm just going to move on. Because it's been a long time in the making. Well, it was June when I did that video, when I said, we've agreed to.
Those are the words of Tyson the Gypsy King Fury. As he gives his deadline, he gives his warning that if he doesn't hear anything by Tuesday, he's moving on. And that's very disappointing news, because it's almost to me like, hey, you see the finish line, but you don't want, it's like you want to quit before you get to the finish line. You don't want to continue when you see the finish line ahead of you and you're running and there it is. But then you decide not to finish. That's what it's reminding me of. He does say that he's skeptical of all this stuff. I don't know why. You know, like, because I think Eddie Hearn, from all the Wilder nonsense, has got a bad reputation. And a lot of people tried to throw them or give them that jacket. Hey, look, hey, you guys are either underpaying us, lowballing us, don't want to fight, running, scared, ducking, coward. But then these same people were the same people that did the same thing they did with Wilder. Come up with possible solutions to made up problems. And when I mean made up problems, these didn't even exist. Okay. Him saying to Tuesday, okay, you know that Sunday is not a working day. So Tuesday at the latest. Why are you giving an ultimatum of a fight that you claim you want? And I know what it's surrounded by. It's surrounded by the anxiety of knowing that Tyson Fury hasn't fought since last February. But that's not Team Joshua's fault. Okay? That's nobody's fault but Team Tyson. The guys that's in charge of him, the money-grubbing ass promoters, yes, Frank Warren, Bob Arum, these two cats did not want to put the money up. Okay? They looked at Tyson Fury and the fight with Aget Caballel the same way I guess De La Hoya and DAZN looked at the fight with that Canelo fought Yildirim. Okay? They looking at it like that. It wasn't enough. So they didn't even have it. They could have had it at a reduced rate. And it was just shitty that it wasn't that much money. Maybe, just maybe, this is what I think. If you look at every fight before the Wilder rematch, you look at the Tom Schwartz fight, you look at the Otto Wallin fight, both of those fights were shit shows when it came to network and sales. Okay? It didn't sell tickets. In fact, they had to give tickets away. And I think what happened, they were not going to let Tyson Fury fight again. Okay? Under those type of poor numbers. They weren't going to take another risk. So they said, you know what? He doesn't have to fight. But he should have demanded a fight. They work for him, not the other way around. If Tyson Fury wanted to fight anybody, I mean anybody, to stay active, he should have fought the Caballel guy. He should have been the pick for that reason and that reason only. It didn't matter about the money. If he had all this money anyway, what difference does the money make? Okay? So I think at the end of the day, Tyson Fury's given this ultimatum because he's looking to have a tune-up fight. He wants a fight to get in there. He will push it back as long as it takes. But I tell you, and like I've told you guys before, if that happens and Tyson Fury decides to walk away from these negotiations, as close as they are to seemingly get done, he's running from this fight because he's not ready. And he just don't want to admit he's ready, and he wants a tune-up. And if he wants a tune-up, he should admit that. I see right through the bullshit. I see that Tyson Fury is not ready for an AJ fight. I see he's not. Okay, and what he's doing, he's buying time. But what he did in the process is he got Joshua's schedule all tied up. And then here's the thing. Maybe Joshua wouldn't even really want to fight him anymore late in that part. Because Joshua almost was stripped of the WBO because of this shit. Luckily, the WBO, Paco Valcárcel, was on board with it. If he wasn't on board and he had the mindset of those cats over there at the IBF, they would have stripped him and there wouldn't have been any undefeated belts. They had people talking about getting rid of or relinquishing all the belts just to fight Fury, and then Fury turns around and says, you know what, I'm tired of waiting. But my question is, who the fuck was Tyson Fury supposed to fight anyhow? Wilder 3, he walked away from that shit too. So this guy's a walker. And this is a third time's the charm. Klitschko walked. Deontay Wilder 3 walked. Anthony Joshua Undisputed supposedly walked. Okay? So this is what we have. And the negativity's brewing. And it seems to me that if you know it's close to being finalized, instead of walking away, why don't you become part of what's going on so you can know what's happening in these negotiations, to see what's happening instead of sitting back? No, I don't think it's going to work. I don't think it's going to happen. And hey, they got so much time. If they don't hurry up, I'm just going to go ahead and walk because I'm tired. It's been since June. It's been since this. Yeah, it's been since fucking February when you should have fought Wilder already. Bars. But that's what it is. But that's nobody's fault. It's his team. If he wants to blame anybody, blame his team. Because they could have got him a shit fight like they had before. But I think it was the networks. I think they didn't want that type of fight. They didn't want that type of fight anymore. Or that type of lower opposition fight for peanuts. And it cost them the network time. That's what I believe. But it is what it is. But I mean, if he doesn't fight by Tuesday, expect to see what happens. So hopefully someone comes in, Eddie Hearn comes in with like, hey, okay, motherfucker, here you go. But what I don't understand is you're giving people, now think about what I'm about to say, right? You're giving these possible venues, several, right? You're giving these several venues so much time to respond to you. You have to talk to all of these guys first, right? I mean, ain't that right? Don't you have to sit down and consult with these guys to see what's good for you? Will this work for you? Can the deal get done? See, he's saying nothing about what he wants, what he needs. He ain't saying none of that shit. He's just saying, if we're not going to have a fight, I'm moving on. Oh, okay, but you just said you have 3 possible venues. So you're going to check all that shit before Tuesday. I mean, that's fucking tomorrow. In fact, Tuesday is tomorrow. Right? Tuesday is tomorrow, people. So I don't understand what's the rush with you said on air. Well, I'm excited. We have some possibilities, a few places. Okay. It's your responsibility, if you want the fight, to check out the possibilities of these people that want to house the fucking thing. That's what he needs to do. And you think he's going to do that all by tomorrow? Look, this particular interview came out 10 hours ago. So 10 hours ago, that leaves you about 10:30 my time. So 10 hours ago, people, from wherever time you were from. Right? 10 hours ago. But then yet you're saying, oh, I'm going to give them by Tuesday. You need to see what the fucking venues and what they're offering first. That alone makes me skeptical that he wants to fight at all. Honestly. Because it doesn't sound good. You went from, hey, I got the possibilities. Okay, you need to see and sit down with those guys and talk it over. And then you if you have 3, you got bargaining tools, right? You got 3 different offers, so you can say, well, hey, Qatar offered me this, right? Oh, well, Dubai offered me that. What can you offer me, Saudi Arabia, right? You don't have time to do that, but instead, he's talking about, oh, well, if it's not by Tuesday, I'm going to walk. Okay, my final counterpunch. If Tyson Fury doesn't want the fight, shut the fuck up. Fight Wilder, or I tell you what. Fight a nobody, if they'll allow a nobody for Tyson Fury to fight a nobody now, right? When they wouldn't let him before. And then fight Wilder for part 3. Drag the fucking boxing progress another fucking year. Do that. But anyway, that's my counterpunch. I'm done. Peace.